Welcome back to another episode of Paranormal, the New Normal. I'm your host, as always, Jeremy, here trying to make the world seem a little more normal. Does it ever happen? Almost 200 episodes in, it hasn't happened yet, and I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but we keep the hope alive. What can I say? And I am joined, as always, by some amazing guests who are going to try to make it a little more normal. Like I said, we're not going to succeed, but we'll try. And my guests tonight are Tina and Alex from Phantom Paranormal. That's right, folks. Paranormal investigators are back again. Finally! It's been a while since I had some paranormal investigators on, and it's always a pleasure. But how you two doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Just spent 11 hours doing Instacart, so
Sounds fun.
in rain, in rainy, icy roads. So
Oh, fun.
I am, I am sore, but I am all the richer for it. So can't complain. But I am happy to have you both on. I haven't had paranormal investigators on in a while, so it's always a fun conversation when it comes to paranormal investigators. But
We'll try to be entertaining.
Yeah, just a little bit though.
I have, I have no doubt you will be. But let me start off by asking the question I ask everybody who comes in this show: what got you guys into the paranormal? And whichever one of you wants to start can start. Ladies first, I usually say. So if Tina wants to start, that's fine.
Works for me.
Okay, I'm a paranormal investigator and a medium. And when I was about 4 or 5 years old, I went down in my grandma's basement where my uncle was staying. Went in a back room and there was a mirror, a big mirror. I was looking at it, and all of a sudden, my great grandpa appeared. So I started talking to him. I could feel him every time he was around. I could see him. And that pretty much started the whole thing. I ended up studying everything in about 8 and older. Started investigating in high school. And then I started this business about a couple months after my mother died 3 years ago.
Shit. All right. That's well. I mean, that's one way to get into it. I will say, and I mean, honestly, seeing grandparents who have passed on is one of the most I don't want to say common, but kind of common ways to get into this. From what I've from what guests have told me in the past, like a lot of my guests who are mediums have seen grandparents. Like, I mean, I guess that it makes sense because
Oh
grandparents are
yeah.
that age where. I'm sorry, what was that, Alex?
Oh, I said, oh yeah, I was agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a very common entryway into the paranormal, which hey, we all have to get into it some way, so that's definitely a good way to get into it. And if I could see my grandparents this day, I would love to. So more power to you. But
Thank you.
Oh,
how about you,
definitely.
Alex?
Well, my name's Alex Droner. I grew up in a house that had other people there living there that weren't our family that would knock stuff off the shelves. My grandmother saw this person. My mom saw them. So basically, I grew up in a world where that was commonplace, basically, you might say. And then I saw an ad on Facebook to go check out a mausoleum at night, and then the rest is history.
Did anything, I have to ask, of course, did anything good come out of that mausoleum or no?
We heard a couple of knocks that kind of freaked us out a little bit, but other than that, not too much.
Yeah, maybe some breathing, but other than that, that's about it from the mausoleum. We
Still pretty
heard,
cool though.
well, we heard like knocking on the, because it's like marble and granite in there,
Yeah.
and you could hear like the tapping
So yeah, I
like that.
mean, ghost
Oh yeah.
knocking, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a yeah, it's one of the things they do to let us know they're there watching, and as creepy as it may be at times, I will say, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
So, and then that kind of ties into my second question I asked everybody, and you guys can answer this together if you want, or whichever way you want. I really have no preference. Tell us about some experiences with the paranormal that really shook you.
Well, we went to an investigation in Indiana, And we went down in the basement, and there's a room that just kept calling to me. So we went into that room, and there was a horseshoe hanging on the wall. And Alex took the horseshoe first, and I was like, "Give me the horseshoe. Let me see it." And I kind of like tossed it around my hands, twirled it around. And then all of a sudden, I felt like beating Alex's face in with the horseshoe. And at that point in time, something in my head clicked and told me, get out now. Because I knew if I would have stayed, I probably would have hurt Alex in some way, or at least tried.
Emphasis on the
Huh.
trauma.
Yeah, emphasis on the tried. He's a lot bigger than me.
He's a little bigger than you, but a horseshoe is a heavy piece of object, so I mean, who knows really which way it could have went, but
Yeah,
thankfully you
that's
got out
true.
of it.
Yeah,
Thankfully you got out of there. But did did it seem like a demonic entity by chances, or just a really bad spirit?
demonic.
Really?
Definitely demonic.
Was there the all the signs, the sulfur smell and whatnot, or I mean,
There's an
from
interesting smell down there for sure. And then we were turning to walk out, and we walked through a mist. We turned around and it was gone.
huh? That's I'm not gonna lie, that's creepy as hell.
Yeah, it was a little bit off-putting.
Yeah, I mean that's insanely creepy, but we love creepy in this show, so hell yeah. But so any other experiences that really stand out, or
Do you want to tell?
A couple months ago, we kind of were just. I kind of had I just had an urge to want to go check out this place that I knew from growing up, and we went there and we're walking around, and all of a sudden we both heard drums off in the distance, and then we both heard it again, and then Tina looks at me and she's like, "Did you hear that?" Asking if it was like because she can hear and see things that I can't sometimes, most of the time, and when we both heard it, we got a little nervous on that one. There was no way there was nothing, no homes, no nothing, just wide open fields, and that was a little creepy. And then something told us to walk away from that one, so we walked away for a minute, and then we were told by Tina was told by a spirit to come back on the next full moon. So
really?
that yeah, so that one was a little trippy. We did go back there, but we didn't quite. It was kind of like we had forgotten when the next full moon was. We were kind of doing other stuff at the time, and it kind of snuck up on us. We didn't have a bunch of equipment. We went there, and Tina got a really bad feeling, so we walked away from that one for a minute.
But I heard walking. I heard spirits talking. When I talked to the spirit the first time, I told Alex, I was like, "There's something here," and he had just passed me with the equipment. And he's like, "There's nothing there." I was like, "Come here, there's something here now." And he came up, and it showed that there was something right next to me. And then all of a sudden, a man dressed like 1950s, I want to say, walked up to me and started talking to me about how he was scared we were going to hurt him if we could come back on a full moon night. That the spirits would be stronger and able to communicate. So when we went back, I heard stuff and felt stuff, but it was very negative the next time we went. So we just decided, well, we better go.
Yeah.
We better just go. Because at the
Well,
time we had one of our children with us, and it was just an unexpected stop. We didn't expect anything to happen, and we had a child with us, a teenager.
Yeah, so we got the heck out of Dodge.
So we got out of there so nothing happened to her.
of course, of course. Which I mean, a couple questions there. The drumming you heard, do you think it was? I mean, I'm assuming it was Native American drumming.
Yes.
That's definitely what it sounded like.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
I mean, and the fact they told you to come back on a full moon when they're at full power, I would kind of be questioning that. I'd be kind of like, What are these spirits trying to do to me at when they have full power? Like, is this their chance to cross over to our?
Where's the
Well,
fun in playing it safe, though, sir?
Right? Why not just take that risk and figure out what's going on?
Jump in the
I
deep end
mean,
and try to get out of it afterwards.
I mean, I am all down to take the risk, but you better believe I'm having some freaking salt. I'm having some freaking holy water. I'm having everything I can freaking have in my power with me. A cross. I'm having everything I have with me at that point. And I'm just like, all right,
I do
I'm go.
have
we
holy water, sage, salt, bay leaves, and I've got all that.
All right, well, good. Because I was gonna say, like, I would go full Winchester at that moment if I'm going back there around a full moon. Full Winchester. Just like I'm gonna have a trunk full of everything I could possibly need to make sure I don't die tonight. So, because it's just when a spirit tells you to come back at a certain time, either they might have good intentions. I mean, I'm not gonna deny spirits have good intentions sometimes, because they do, but 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna believe it's negative. So, and especially if you're feeling negative energy, like you said there, Tina, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, no. I have kids. I do not want to die tonight. Thank you. But
they
just,
they can't really hurt you.
yeah, I mean, they could scratch you, they can bite you, they can push you, they can touch you, they can talk to you. Like, even some people that don't,
Fooey.
even some people that don't have gifts can get talked to. Alex
I,
has not
I
had the chance to get talked to, but he has experienced
Well,
someone touching his hoodie.
I've been touched a couple times and just odd feelings. The
was it
hair
the
raising
Catholic
up on the
Church?
back of your neck, the goosebumps, the fun stuff.
I was gonna say, was it the Catholic Church? But
Uh, I did go to 6 years of Catholic school, so I don't get nervous in those places.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I live in a haunted house. I mean,
Very cool.
haunted. Haunted's a harsh word because they really don't bother us anymore. They really don't. We don't sense them anymore, really. But we know they're still here somewhere.
Yeah.
I think they hang out in the basement with my dogs and our chicks. But I had one of them speak to me when we first moved in the house. I had investigators come in back in December of 21, and I actually heard one of them say thank you to me when I was talking about I was telling the investigators about all the renovations I did to the house.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and there's actually a picture out there somewhere. I keep saying this. I gotta find it and post it on my page. But there's a picture out there where it looks like there's something between like underneath my arm. Like my arm was like hanging on the side, and it looks like there's something like a face underneath my arm. And that that's right when I heard the thank you, and that's right when I got like these chills up my back that I never felt before. So
There's
it was.
something by you now.
I mean, it's pretty warm in here, so I don't sense it. But
Same
we
room.
also I also have the electric fireplace on, so maybe it's chilling, getting some warmth. But if that's you, Raleigh, what up, buddy? But I don't know who else would.
It
I
is a
mean, I don't know.
male. It is a male.
I've been told there are so many. I've been told there are so many different spirits in my house on this show that I don't even begin to try to guess who it is anymore. It's
Very,
just,
very strong personality.
that could be Raleigh. From what I've heard, he has strong personality. He was the original builder and owner of this house, but
Yeah.
and if it is you, buddy, don't appreciate you killing my chickens when we first moved in. Don't
Oh,
appreciate
no
it.
doubt,
But
man.
Oh man, not the chickens.
Did they taste good, though?
yeah, no, we're not eating chickens. Dude,
I,
some of these,
I,
we had chickens in the garage. I know, but
uh,
we had chickens in the garage. We had, my wife had her chickens in the garage when we first moved in the house, and like the back of the garage was like a section that's separate. So we built a door, put the chickens in there. But the chickens started dying mysteriously. We thought the guinea hens were killing them, but we think we were wrong about that because
oh,
as soon as we moved them out to the shed, they stopped dying. So I think
He didn't
Raleigh,
want.
if that
Okay, so I can hear. He didn't want them in his garage.
that's what I've assumed based on what other memes have told me as well. I mean, that's basically what we assumed to begin with. So we moved them all out to the shed, and since then, since then, all of them have been safe and none have been dying mysteriously. But I'll tell you, when I was cleaning out like all the shavings in that back of that garage, it took me like hours. But when I was doing it, I found 3 or 4 more dead chickens that were buried in the shavings. So he was a busy man, but it's okay, buddy. I forgive you. I forgive you. It's okay, Raleigh. But it's, I mean, it is what it is at this point. But you could have just told me. You could have just told me you want them in the garage. I would have moved them. But whatever. We had a lot. We had a lot of chickens at that point, and then our dogs killed like 10 more. But that's a different
Oh,
story.
jeez. The poor chickens.
Mysterious ways and whatnot.
Well, I mean, mastiffs get loose and they like to kill small animals. So,
Ooh,
nothing I can do about it.
mastiffs.
Yeah, I got a boy and a girl mastiff, but
Nice.
Nice.
trying to get them to have some puppies, but it ain't working too well. But so, let me ask you this: do you guys only investigate ghosts and spirits, or do you investigate some of the cryptids out there in Wisconsin too?
We're open to anything. Honestly,
Anything.
we've gone and whatever pops up is what we go do next. You know, whatever we're asked to do.
Well, let me ask you this: you're in Wisconsin. Have you been to either Bray Road or the Land Between the Lakes?
Oh, Bray Road is kind of,
I live about 5 minutes from Bray Road.
yeah, it's,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah, we live very close to Bray Road.
I've never seen anything there, so
Yeah, I feel like weird things, but I don't think it's the Beast of Bray Road. I really don't.
yeah, that one I'm not sure of. And what was the other one you said?
Well, the Land Between the Lakes, of course,
Oh, not
which
there
is,
yet.
which I mean, well, see, that's the thing. The Beast of Bray Road, I feel like moved on. I feel
Yeah,
like
pretty
there was
much.
too much.
Yeah.
I feel like there was too much attention on Bray Road in the '70s and '80s because of that, and it kind of was like, okay, like every other dog in the world, any other wild creature in the world. It's like, okay, too many humans. I'm going somewhere else. But I mean, the Land Between the Lakes, though. I've talked to the NADP people who have that area, and they have investigated there. That's a place to go investigate, honestly. The whole first half of the island is lively. You see roadkill, you see squirrels, birds running around. You get to the second half of the island, you don't see nothing. You don't see nothing, and you just get a creepy feeling the whole second half of the island.
Oh, wow.
So,
We'll have
you
to do
guys,
that. I don't think we've done that. Pretty sure we haven't.
I mean, they told me stories. I'm not going to go into them fully because there's a whole episode on this back in a year and a half ago or so.
I'm gonna have to check
But
that out for sure.
there's a whole. It was with D.A. Roberts. He's one of the leader. He's the head of that territory, the NADP, the North American Dogman Patrol. That is Wisconsin's in. I think he's the whole. I think he has the whole Northeast, honestly. But he, I mean, he told me stories about college kids camping up there, and of course, and things happened to them, and everybody's heard the story about the family that got basically slaughtered up there, and they thought it was a serial killer, but no, no, serial killers are not throwing a little girl's body up into a tree. That's not going to happen, I don't think. But
Yeah, no doubt.
No, it wouldn't.
I mean, would a half dog, half man cryptid do that? I could see that more.
Yes.
Quite possibly.
Yes, quite possibly.
So I mean, yeah, bring protection. I would say bring a shotgun or a rifle, but
There we go.
just I mean, they're fast, but I mean, bullets are faster. But I would
There you go.
maybe
Definitely.
I don't know if silver bullets are fast. I don't know if it's silver bullet would be needed. I really don't know. But at the end of the day, it'd be a cool place to go investigate. It's on my bucket list to go investigate that when my kids are older and I can go up there without kids. It's on my bucket list.
There
But
you go.
Oh, cool.
because I don't want to bring my kids there because that could end really badly. But uh, have you guys ever? Well, actually, Wisconsin. I'm trying to think. I know Bigfoot's heard of in Wisconsin, but I don't know any particular cases in Wisconsin.
Haven't been on any real cryptids yet, but I mean, hearing the drums and starting to deal with we had the possibility of one maybe being a shapeshifter at one that we're looking into as well. So that could be fun.
Shapeshifter. Okay. Now you have my undivided attention. Shapeshifter. Are we talking? Are we talking possible skinwalker, or are we talking some
We
other kind of
honestly
shapeshifter?
don't know. All we have so far is we got a little bit of recording of some footsteps that we all heard, and it was snow probably up to my knees, so the snow could have been 1.5 foot, 2 foot deep out there where we were at.
It was deeper than that. It was all the way up to my hips.
Okay, well she's short, so
It was probably like 3 feet.
so it's pretty deep snow, but we all got really still, and you could clearly hear a couple distinct footsteps. We couldn't see anything. Couldn't. It's something we're definitely going to look into more.
Yeah, I feel very negative energy in that area. There's a lot of Indian burial ground in that area.
Ooh,
So when we
which
heard the drums and the running, it did not surprise me at all.
which I mean, Wisconsin isn't typically skinwalker territory as far as I know, but I mean,
Who
who says
knows?
they can't be? Who says they can't be there? I mean, I
Exactly.
no, we don't. We it's not like anybody ever had the chance to actually interview a skinwalker, so we don't know where they.
Ooh, that
We
would
don't
be
know where
fun,
they.
wouldn't it?
I don't know if that'd be fun or terrifying. I really couldn't tell you.
If we can make it
I,
happen, we'll give you a call.
I mean, if you can make it happen, I mean, a chair, some rope, possibly whatever it takes to deter them. I really don't know. There's so there is so much unknown about these creatures that it's just terrifying. I mean, I've watched The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, and it's very little to do with skinwalkers, but I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it's just there's so much history with these creatures, and there's very little
They're
known. It's just creepy.
they're very real. They're very real, and a lot of people don't believe that they're real. There's other stuff out there other than just humans. There's spirits, there's entities, there's demons, there's all kinds of stuff, and people don't realize that. They think people are crazy just for talking about it.
Well, that's kind of the point of this show. I mean, paranormal is the new normal, so that's why I've
Yeah.
kind of been trying to push out there for a long time now, and it's kind of been working.
Yeah,
I've
it is
gotten,
really for us on an everyday basis. It is our life and it is a normal thing.
Oh yeah.
oh, I mean, it's, I wouldn't say it's my life on a daily basis, unfortunately, because I wish it could be, but I need a job that pays me money, actually. So I don't have a chance to look into it on a daily basis. I mean, I read what I can, I check out Facebook as I can, like for different groups posting things, and a lot of it's fake crap. I know that, but I look at what I can, and I mean, I know actually a husband and wife on Facebook. I know they. I won't say who they are because they like to remain kind of anonymous, but they live on a huge property and they take pictures every day of different Bigfoot on their property. So I watch their praise. I watch their page constantly for new pictures. I mean, a lot of them are hard to see anything because it's all they're in the trees, but a lot of younglings and cubs. But every once in a while, I do see something in the pictures.
Oh yeah.
So they exist. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that other things exist in this world. Bigfoot, Dogmen, or both those definitely exist. All the other cryptids, up for debate. Up for debate. I mean, chupacabras are the one I don't put too much faith in. But I mean, you guys are on the opposite side of the country for those. So
At the moment, we've been known to travel.
Yeah, we travel actually outside of Wisconsin. We travel all over the United States.
So far, the
oh,
farthest way we've been to Oklahoma City.
But in a couple weeks, we're going out west for all kinds of business stuff.
All kinds of fun.
nice,
Podcasts, investigations, other stuff.
nice.
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yep.
I mean, as long as you're kissing human babies, yes. But where, where out west do you think are you planning on going? If you want me asking.
Oh, we're gonna be in the Idaho area, Colorado, Vegas,
Wyoming,
Wyoming,
California.
Over into California for a little bit, Kansas City. We're hitting
Oh,
a couple
God.
different spots.
I was gonna say you do like to travel. Apparently, my God,
Oh
that's
yeah,
Yeah.
more. That's more states than I've traveled to in a decade. But
I'm gonna knock a
uh,
couple states off my bucket list.
I mean, I was in Vegas, God, 20 years ago. But in
It's
in
brighter.
Vegas, I mean, you might see some cryptids in those casinos in Vegas. Who knows?
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm sure out in the desert, there's definitely some stuff. I mean, Derek Hayes just released with the guy from I want to say Blurry Photos, but I think I'm wrong. They just released high strangeness in the, oh my God, I'm slipping it. And it's a desert out in Arizona, Vegas, Nevada, Arizona area.
Oh yeah.
And they just, the Anso Borrego, yeah, the Anso Borrego Triangle, that's what it is. I probably just butchered that name, but that's what it is. But they just released the movie from there. I gotta watch it. I feel like I should be getting a physical copy soon, but I don't know. It's been a while since I was on his Patreon years ago when they first started announcing it. But I mean, there's out west. There's a lot of creepy stuff. I've talked to paranormal investigators out west and in Arizona and in I want to say Montana too. But there's a lot of creepy stuff out there that can't be explained. But let me ask you this: if you're going to out west, are you gonna be looking for some thunderbirds? That's what I'm thinking of.
Whatever jumps in front of us. we're gonna see. We're kind of doing a little bit of cold calling out there in a couple. I'm just kind of going out and seeing where the wind blows us in certain areas.
I mean, well, they won't necessarily jump out in front of you, but you might see them swoop down by your car and try to scrape it. Who knows? Pterodactyls exist out there still, apparently, from what I've been told.
That's
But
okay. It'll be Tina's car.
love it, love it.
Thanks
So
a
I
lot,
guess
Alex.
you gotta love that partnership there. You gotta love it. But
Oh yeah.
so I gotta ask: have you investigated any UFO alien sightings?
Not yet.
Not yet. No one's called us for that one yet, which is really surprising.
I may have seen something when a couple years ago. So
Ooh, I am dying to hear.
it was the day after 9/11, and remember, no planes in the air. Two green lights, one right behind the other one, went into a cloud and did a complete 90. Like stayed like within line with each other, just went forward and turned left. And it was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. 'Cause they were like right above us, and I thought it was a plane at first, and I was like, "There's no planes up there," and there's no planes that I've heard of that can do that kind of turn up in air. So that was something.
Ooh, I mean, the day after 9/11, yeah, there was no planes in the air like for a couple days after that. So
Yup,
that's
that's why it was weird. It wasn't like a satellite or anything because it moved so it turned so it was like a 90. I'm not kidding. It was wild.
well, I mean, I will say I live in a high UFO traffic area, from what I've been told, because we believe they like to mine something out of the mountains up here for their um, ships,
Oh,
some kind of fuel. I think it's radon, but I'm not positive. Or
that's
the metal that makes radon. I think I can't think of the name of it, but what uranium? What? Not uranium.
Uranium.
No, my wife's like uranium. I'm like, no, I
we
can't think
both
of
thought
what
that.
That's why I kind of said uranium. And
I'm like, if there's uranium underneath my mountain, I'd love to know so I can get it mined and get money for it. But
Yeah, no doubt.
I forget what metal is. I want to say it starts with an M, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And I mean,
magnesium? No, that wouldn't be it.
no, that'd be too obvious. But I mean, I will say I go in my backyard all the time at night to walk the dogs, and I will look up in the sky and I'll be like, not a star, star, not a star, airplane, definitely not a star. And I mean, you can literally stand on my front porch and see the same thing sometimes. It's just in this area, there's so many. Oh, okay, it is uranium apparently that radon comes from, which we
Very
have a
cool.
radon issue. We have a radon issue, so it has to be uranium.
There you go. Get that
So I don't
mine
know.
started.
Seriously, I'm gonna get that mine started, make some money off this nuclear power. But ah, Homer, get over here. But I mean, it's just I mean, I see them all the time, and originally my wife was from the South Shore, of Massachusetts, and I saw a good 7 or 8 UFOs traveling information that my son pointed out when we were walking in there into the house one day, and that was my first real experience seeing a UFO, and I was like, because he's just like, why are those stars moving? I'm like, stars don't move. What are you talking about? And I look up and I'm like, ew, okay, and literally 7 or 8 star-looking things moving information at a speed that the naked eye could see. So I mean, it had to be easily some kind of UFO formation. I don't know what it was. I just told them, let's get in the house. Let's get in the house. I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be out here anymore.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because, I mean, I've heard enough about alien abductions and whatnot that I don't want to be one of them. But,
Yeah, no doubt.
oh, apparently I dug up some uranium last weekend. That's awesome.
Well, there you go.
Shit, let's try to sell it. But, um, I was digging a hole last weekend for a garden and whatnot, and I mean, I dug up some rocks, and I'm just like, my wife and I are looking at the rocks like, what the hell are these? I've never seen a rock like this in my life. But
Why are these
apparently that's what it
rocks
was.
glowing?
No, I mean, it didn't glow. I mean, they
I'm
were
just
shiny. They were shiny. Oh, I know, but they were shiny, but they didn't glow like you would think uranium would, since we all know it has a nuclear power. But weird, weird, I will say. So here's a question I'd like to ask paranormal investigators because it always gives great answers. What is, and this may apply more to Tina, honestly, it may apply more to Tina, but what is the saddest encounter you ever had with a spirit? And there's a part B. What's the most terrifying encounter you have with a spirit?
Well, the saddest is when my mom comes.
Of course.
And the probably, I would say we were in Madison, and we're at a friend's house, and we're just sitting in the basement, and I turn and look, and there's a goat head man standing right next to me.
nobody
Go,
else saw it though.
And I used the EMF reader and used that, and it showed there was something there.
Goat
And
head
when
man.
yeah, it's a goat, half man. It's usually demonic.
I mean,
There's a
there's
name for it, but what is it?
a satyr,
No.
or not a satyr. Yeah, actually, yeah,
Manitowoc?
satyrs.
No. Starts
Oh,
with an M.
I think I know what you're
Are you
talking about.
talking
It's a
about Minotaur?
Manitor. There we go.
minotaur. Wait, well, minotaurs are bullhead human body.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I seen. It wasn't a sheep.
You,
Sorry. It wasn't a goat. It's been a long day.
oh no, it's all but you saw a minotaur? That is,
Yes. And it haunts his house, and it torments my friend to the point where my friend freaks out a lot. Freaks, like,
okay.
his mood swings are beyond out of control.
Okay, I'm literally speechless because I have yet to hear the word minotaur brought up in this show in almost 200 episodes. Almost 200 episodes. I've yet to hear it brought up.
There you go. We brought you something
There
new.
you go.
Yeah, you brought me something new.
And
Holy
it was
crap!
very tall. Very tall.
I mean, it would be according to ancient Greek legend, which why it's in America is a whole nother story. But I mean, when you said goat head man, I'm like, there's a goat man. The some bridge. I can't think of the name of it, but I mean, there's several instances of goat men around the United States.
Yes.
What the hell's the name of that bridge? Oh, my God, that's gonna drive me freaking nuts unless I look it up. But I mean, I've never heard of a minotaur in the United States.
It's kind of like haunting my friend's house.
I mean,
Their mood
have you tried?
swings are crazy.
Have you tried talking to it by chance? Out of curiosity?
Tells me to go away. Growls
Ah,
at me. Doesn't like me.
I mean, I can't imagine a goat man. I can't imagine a goat man would like anybody, but or a minotaur would like anybody. I mean,
He
what the
wanted me
hell?
specifically to leave. And when my friend Michael went to get up to leave, he told me to tell Michael to sit down.
Okay, I just want to clarify. I was talking about the Pope monster. That's what I was talking about when I said goat man. I could not think of the name of it. I could think of a name of it for the life of me, but it's the Pope monster, which is the most famous case in America of a goat man. But there have been several other variants of that. but that's in Kentucky. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Louisville, Kentucky by chance, but
Not for investigations or anything.
well, I mean, if you want to go check out the Public Bridge, that's always a good time. Just don't
Might have to.
don't walk on the bridge. That's something I will recommend because the Goatman likes to. People tend to die up there, and I don't know why. No one really knows
I'll walk
why.
on the bridge. I don't care.
I'll get a good life insurance policy for her.
Right?
He's like, Alex, is like, I'll take out the life insurance policy and I'll sit in the car beneath the bridge watching you. Okay,
Right? He
good
would too.
plan.
I'm brave.
Well, I mean, a minotaur haunting a house. That almost makes me think of like that American Horror Story season, the witch season. But because that's blow my mind still. A minotaur in America. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
ancient Greek. It's a ancient Greek creation. It's not really a American thing to ever see. But I mean, in a world where goat men exist and dog men exist and
Why not, right?
sheep squatches and bat squatches and sasquatches. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
It's just another half animal, half man. There's just America. We have a lot of those, so why not?
It was a weird experience. It really was because I was horrified, yet I was intrigued at the same time.
I would probably have the same reaction once I got used to the fact I was. Well, wait a minute. Did you see it? I'm assuming you saw it.
Yes.
I mean, once I saw it, I'd probably be fighting my urge to get out of there like a Scooby Doo and Shaggy. But I at the end of the day would probably be like walking back in like, can we talk, please? I have so many questions to ask you. But it's just, I mean,
It
I'm
didn't want to
thinking,
talk, it wanted to growl.
I mean, I'm guessing it's demonic in nature if it didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Because
It
I can't
wanted me to
imagine.
leave. It wanted me to leave. And usually when spirits want me to leave, they tell me stuff like, get out and leave, or we don't want you here. You know, they say a lot of stuff that makes you cringe, but yet for us, it doesn't at all.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to you. I mean, if the spirit in my house started pulling the poltergeist crap, I might actually move. But the only reason it's okay is because he doesn't bother us really anymore. He just, oh, which babe apparently rallies in the room. But my wife's like, what? I mean, he's always around somewhere. It's his house. We let him be. It's his house. He was here first, so
He's very
not gonna.
intrigued that I could feel him from here. He's
I mean,
watching.
you're not the first person on the podcast. I'm on one of my podcasts to actually feel him, which so maybe you're the first one to actually grab his attention. Everybody else might have just sensed him and not grabbed his attention actually, but I don't know. I don't know, buddy. If you want to show yourself any one of these days, be my guest. I'd love to actually see you face to face and talk to you. But as I've been told, I'm an empath. I'm not a medium, so I can't actually talk to them. But I can just sense when they're near.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if it was in a couple months when it's warmer out, if I was doing this in the garage, I've been told it's a hot bed out there of different spirits. But actually, it's funny. It's funny enough. We staged the house one time, and after we staged the house, I was told by another medium that it's like a bunch of spirits are walking around stoned in my garage.
Yeah, they didn't leave. You didn't.
They were
Okay,
partying.
so there's certain ways to cleanse and smudge houses. And if you don't do it right, they're not going to leave. They're going to come back in.
Yeah, apparently we didn't do it right the first time we smudged the house. I been told that by I was working with a Reiki master for months and months, and she's the one who sent me all the materials to do it. And apparently we didn't do it right because they didn't leave. But I mean, they don't, they cause no harm, no foul kind of thing. So I am not concerned about it really because they don't. It's not like they're here scaring they're not scaring my kids. They're not scaring me, and my wife. They're just kind of chilling in the house. So you know what? This house is big enough for you. I can't see you. You take up no space. Welcome. Just don't mess with the kids, and I'm fine. If you want to come
Right.
hang out with me, you want to come hang out with me and show yourself to me, I'm down for that. I would love to talk to some spirits and make some great content for the show. But from what I was told, the original owners of this house never had kids, So apparently the way they were answering with the dowsing rods is they like to watch over my kids because they never had their own.
Yeah, he likes to watch.
You creepy mother. But it's okay, buddy. You can watch all you want. I don't care. Just don't scare the kids. That's all I ask. And don't get my
There you
dogs
go.
going. Don't get the dogs going. That's all I ask too. I don't need dogs barking their heads off at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm good. But they're finally old enough to the point where they don't do that anymore. So, but,
That's good.
but okay. So you told us your SaaS experience. What was the actually? Was the mentor the most terrifying experience or not? Because I kind of forgot about
Yes.
that for a second.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
it just told you to get out. Didn't try to charge at you or anything like that, which you
No,
would
it
think
kept
that.
growling at me the whole time I was there. Sitting and growling at me. He was very angry. When I got home the next day, I had a bruise on my arm.
Oh, and you didn't feel it happen at the time.
No, I usually don't feel some of it, but there's times where I feel burning and I just don't look until I get home.
You got a higher pain tolerance than me. I'll tell you that much. But if I felt something burning my arm, I'd be like, I'm out of here.
Well,
Give me the frick out of
I've had scratches. I've been bit. I've been pushed. I've had them touch my face or blow my hair or talk in my ear. Sometimes it's creepy, but
Yeah.
it's something we love, so we just go to the creepy.
Well, it's funny because like, my wife as well has had like in the basement. She's had her hair pulled gently by something. She's felt something brushing her shoulder, and it's just like, I mean, it's been a while since that happened, but it's just been like weird things that used to happen when we first moved in here, and like we couldn't. I got paranormal investigators. 'Cause I couldn't explain it, and I was like, because the noises they heard when they were fixing up this house, like my wife and her father, like there were some noises in this house that couldn't be explained. They were seeing. Like, my wife walked into the bathroom and saw like a mist go past her. So I don't know. I have my own theory.
That's a common manifestation. When they're trying to manifest, it's usually a mist or a shadow, stuff like that.
See, I have my own theory on how ghosts evolve. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm a science-minded person, so I try to put scientific explanation to everything. So, I mean, when it comes to ghosts, I kind of like, all right, they're evolving. Fresh after death, they're misty. Then eventually they can evolve into a shadow being and have a full apparition almost. And then in the final evolution stage for me is like a full body apparition, like Ghostbuster style.
Nice.
Right.
So, so I mean, that's the evolution of ghosts I came up with a long time ago, and it kind of, I mean, nobody's really disputed it fully. I've had people try to dispute it, and I was like, I've talked them down. But I mean, it'll go in my book one day. I am gonna write a book one day of all my paranormal theories and just put it out. But that's many years in the future when I actually have time to write. But because I have a whole nother theory about where Bigfoot and aliens and all that stuff play into. But it would take me another half hour to talk about that. So I won't go into it again because my listeners have heard it 5 or 6 times now, so I don't need to bore them again with that. But it's all related to aliens though. It's all related to aliens in my mind. But which I mean, I know you haven't investigated them, but what are your thoughts on extraterrestrials? I kind of got to hear it. Like, have they been here before us? Did they help create us? Like, I kind of got to
Yes.
know what you guys think about it.
Yes. 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 I believe they've been here. I believe that it's kind of crazy of us to think we're the only things out there.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I agree with Alex. I do believe that there's aliens and something out there. I don't believe that it's just us
well, I
in the
mean,
universe, because if you think about it, there's so many planets and so many stars that they could be on that we haven't even discovered yet.
And they could be
well, I mean,
sneaky.
I mean, there's a difference because there's a lot of people that believe that yes, we're not the only ones in the universe, 100%, which I do believe that, but I also believe that the Palladians, the Anunnaki, the reptilians, I've been told, well, I don't just believe, I've been told by people who are star seeds that all these races were waging war on Earth before humans were even a thing. That the Palladians and Anunnakis created humans as a slave race, kind of, not really, but kind of a slave race, a servant race, I guess. But
Yeah, I've heard those.
Yeah,
and
I've
I
heard
mean, I
that.
kind it makes sense
Yeah.
because there's so in mythology, there's so many weird things that can't be explained, and extraterrestrials would be the thing to explain it. Whether it's the Bible or whether it's ancient mythology, like whatever you want to believe, it's all over everything. There's fingerprints of it over everything. It's just kind of spooky, for lack of a better word. I mean, they,
That's the fun parts, though.
Yeah.
oh, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. If an extraterrestrial wants to come and talk to me, I'm 100% down for it. All these creatures, I will talk to any of you. I don't care. I'm I'm not scared of anything in this world or out of this world. But I mean, it's just besides a demon, that's the only thing that really kind of like. If I'm gonna go mess with a demon, I kind of want to be prepared. Everything else I'm fine with, but a demon I kind of want to be prepared for. Which
Oh, I get
actually,
that.
we you said you met demons.
Yes.
Have you ever met it? Have you? What's your belief on angels? I mean, is it if one exists, the other has to exist, or is it more of they?
I
I mean,
think
like the whole.
they're more
I don't know.
spirits than they are angels, to be honest with you. Um, my whole view on this stuff is a little different than most people's, but that's really what I think.
Oh, you kind of got me curious now. What is your view? I mean, I like different views, so please enlighten me.
That was me. I don't
I
really.
forgot what
She she's more like a pagan.
Yeah, I'm more
Oh,
of a pagan. I'm more of a
I
pagan than I am anything else.
oh, trust me, I was an
so the
atheist at one point,
so the
and I
Yeah, that I'm on the border of atheism and paganism because
see.
some things
Go ahead.
just don't make sense to me. So it's kind of like, do I believe that or do I believe this? Does that really exist? I don't think that exists. So it's kind of like a medium between the two.
It's funny you're a medium with a medium, but I will say, I mean, I was an atheist in my late teens, throughout most of my 20s, and as I got more and more into the paranormal, as I got a little bit older, and I started listening to paranormal podcasts again, like I kind of almost turned agnostic. Like I believe there's definitely something out there. I don't want to give it a name by any freaking means. I don't want to give it a name, but I mean, all these stories of old gods and I mean, I don't believe in the Christian Catholic God by any fucking means, but all these old gods, all the extraterrestrials that could be out there and could have played God. I mean, there's something out there that's controlling stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't, how can I say this without upsetting anybody?
Oh,
I,
oh, trust me, on my show, there's no need to worry about upsetting anybody. Say what the hell you want to say.
okay, so I don't believe there's just one God. I believe there's other things that created us that have nothing to do with the real Jesus that everybody talks about.
Well, I mean, that's basically polytheism, which I am a, I can fully believe in polytheism. I mean, that's always been my thing in the world. If there's not one of anything in this universe, there's not just one of anything. There's not one deer. There's not one bear. There's not. I mean, there's not one of anything. Why would there be one if there's gods? Why would there be one of them and not multiple?
Exactly.
See, wow, I finally found someone who agrees, who actually sees things the way I do. I love it. And you were worried about offending people. Please, I've said worse in this show.
Kindred
But
spirits.
You never know.
I'm
I've
offended.
said
Oh,
I,
well,
I've said so much worse in this show than that. No worries. My God.
it's just a lot of people are closed minded when it comes to this stuff. They don't want to hear it. They don't,
Well,
they're like, oh no, you got to believe in this. It's like, you can't tell me what to believe in. I know what I believe in.
well, I'll tell you right. I will tell you right now, ain't nobody listens to this show going to be closed-minded. If they are, they're not going to last more than an episode or two.
There
But
you go.
Yeah.
and I got almost 200 episodes, and I got God, I don't even know off the top of my head anymore. Well, actually, wrong podcast. But I mean, I probably got at least I have easily 30, 40 listeners that listen to every show, if not
Nice.
more. So I mean, there are plenty of people out there that are open-minded enough to listen to this show and be like, okay, I'm hearing all these different views. I'm not gonna stop listening because they're different views. Like it's
Right.
just, which is great because I don't want listeners like that. I don't want one-minded. This isn't a religious podcast. This isn't any specific religion. This is just people talking about life and people trying to understand the stuff we can't explain. Which paranormal's new normal. It's true. It's very true. I mean,
It
Yep.
definitely is. It's the new normal for a lot of
more and more
people.
people. More and more people are getting into the paranormal every freaking day, and it's just amazing. One of my favorite podcasts that got me back in the paranormal, back into the paranormal back in like 2016, 2017, Monsters Among Us with Derek Hayes. It's all people calling in their stories about ghost encounters, alien encounters, and everything in between.
Hmm.
And I will say that I have there's rarely ever the same voice on those episodes. Very rarely
Very
ever
cool.
the same voice. So more and more people are experiencing it, more and more people are seeing it, more people are believing it, which is the point of the show. And people like you help promote that because you had these experiences and you can share them and tell the world about it, which I love. But tell, well, actually, trying to think, is there anything else you'd like to my audience before we leave tonight?
Well, basically, if you need our help, we do cleansings, we do investigations, we do I do paganism, obviously.
We try to bring peace to households.
Yeah, we're here to help. We're not gonna think anything. We're just gonna want to help you. That's what we're here for,
Well,
and that's why we do it. Our love for the paranormal and our love for helping the people that need help with it.
well, that's a good message. And before I let people tell you, I will say this before I let you tell people where they can find you and promote yourself to the fullest. If you ever come to Massachusetts or up to the East Coast, hit me up. We could definitely
We
use a
definitely will.
cleansing of this. We could definitely use a cleansing of this house, and also the S.K. Pierce mansion in the town I live in is severely haunted, from what I've heard, and the basement is apparently terrifying.
Oh, cool.
It's a good excuse to head out that direction. I haven't been out there yet.
Yep.
And of course, I mean, I'm only 45 minutes from Salem, so that's a whole nother adventure.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Ooh, I
Summer
still go
road
there.
trip.
Summer road trip.
But where can people find you? Where, if they want your services, where can they contact you?
Well, they can call me at 262-379-4980, or they can go on our website, www.tinajaninga.wixsite.com/phantom paranormal, or they can find our group page on Facebook, Phantom Paranormal, or they can find me on Instagram and Facebook as Tina Leanne.
All right. Well, I
And
want to thank both.
the site also has a way to contact us by messages, phone, or email.
Well, there you go, folks. If you need their help and you're in the Midwest to anywhere in the United States,
Pretty
then
much.
by all means, hit them up. I
Give us an
mean,
excuse to go to Hawaii.
Right.
shit, I want to go find the night marchers. Let's go.
Let's
But
do it.
but all my listeners and all my watchers, you know where you can find me. I mean, obviously, watchers you do because you're watching me. But all my listeners, you know where you can find me. If you don't know by now, shame. May your house
Yeah,
be
no
haunted.
doubt.
Shame.
Okay. I'm kidding about the house. I'm kidding about your house being haunted part. Like, I don't want your house to get haunted. But check the outro. You all know. Listen to the outro, and you'll hear everything I'm on, everywhere I'm from, and that's how you find me. But until next time, I want to thank Tina and Alex for coming on because this has been a fun episode. I love paranormal investigators. I really do.
Thank you.
My,
Thank
my
you.
first,
It's been fun.
when I first started this in 2022, that's all I got was paranormal investigators, and then it slowly kind of and became a lot of everything else. But I love getting them when I can get them, and paranormal investigators are always a fun conversation. But come back next week, folks. I got some special episodes. I got some interviews. I'm not sure off the top of my head what I have, but I have something next week for you guys as always. So come on back, and remember, go check out Tina and Alex's pages and give them a call if you need them. If you need Ghostbusters, call Ghostbusters. There you go. But
Exactly.
Exactly. We're here for you.
yeah, until next time, my audience. Love y'all, and I'll see you sometime next week.
Bye.